Welcome to Wednesday Wisdom. Today is June 5th. My name is Marty Forrest. My website is Hello Extraordinary Life. Go there, check out the landing page, get your free ebook, which is being updated as we speak, 3 Steps to Reprogramming Your Negative Self-Talk. It's packed full of information about how it shows up and what to do when it does show up, and tools to utilize daily, immediately. It's a really powerful book. It's real short. Well, it's short for an ebook, I guess. I think I'm at 10 or 15 pages now. Anyway, go there, pick up your free book. You'll find all of the recordings there. This is number, 99 or 100. I cannot remember right now, but I'm getting close. I know it's close to 100. And then I'm switching it up come July 3rd. I'm going to switch it up, change the time and the format, still do a weekly call. I'll be looking for the announcement. It's going to come quick because next week we're heading to Oklahoma. I'm going to do a couple of calls on the road. I'll miss one in the middle because I'll be in ceremony, spiritual ceremony that we do every year. So just heads up for you. Later on down the road, it won't matter, but today it does. I was checking out my tree. I wrote about this, my tree. I have a couple of trees that I acquired many years ago when I did an herb class and put them in pots. And then I rented, and then I moved to a place where we live in a clay soil. So I've never taken them out of the pots. Big tree pots that you buy when you're planting orchards. That's where I got those big pots. And I recognize they're root bound in those pots. And yet I talked with my husband about it, and it's this soil where we live is clay. It's what they make the clay pots out of. We live near the clay plant here where I live now. And that's what they use. They use this soil. So not really conducive unless it volunteers. We do have an oak tree that's volunteered. It's dropped the seeds, and we have some volunteers. So like that's one way that if they do it naturally, yes, I'm going to let them grow. But these trees, anyway, my point is, one of the pots got stuck into another pot, half barrel. It got moved there for some reason, and it's stayed there. We never have moved it out. And now I notice it's bigger, because it's gone through the holes in the bottom pot, the pot that it's in, and into the bottom pot where it's getting some new soil and deeper rooting, and it's getting bigger. It probably still won't get as big as if it were on the ground, but I'm noticing it's bigger. And it occurs to me that when we are in the right soil being our life, we're in the right conditions for our life, where we have room to grow and room to evolve, and we have people around us that support us, and we support ourselves. We grow and we evolve, sometimes just naturally, sometimes because we've cultivated the right conditions. And that's what I want to talk about today. When we cultivate our own right conditions for our growth, in our evolution, when we're on this path, we grow more, and we grow faster, and we grow sometimes easier. No matter what we're going through, sometimes it's just a little bit easier because we have created good conditions, fertile conditions to live within. This includes the conditions in our own mind. We can create our own root-boundedness in our mind, because of our beliefs, our trauma, what's happened in our world and in our life. We could create our own jail cell, if you will, in our mind. Have you ever heard the stories of elephants who've been chained, and then they take the chain off of them, but they don't even know that they can move? So they don't. That's what it's like in our minds when we have created only one way to see things. And we're too scared to step out of our comfort zone, to open the jail cell, to give ourselves permission to seek out other answers, to question how we view the world or how we carry our thoughts. When we don't do that, we are confined, whether it be root bound in a pot or our own confined jail cell, so to speak, in our mind. When we begin to cultivate other conditions, we talk about it. Maybe you've heard what's the word? I can't think of the word right now, where you're planting seeds for someone. Have you ever said to someone, hey, wouldn't it be a good idea if blah, 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 and they just defend it. They defend themselves and their position. And then sometime down the road, they come back, oh, hey, I heard this thing, blah, 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 and they're super excited, and you're like, WTF, I've been telling you that for months. And you just now heard it from someone else, and it was a brilliant idea, and what am I, chopped liver? Right? We get all butthurt about it sometimes. I don't so much today, but, I did. When I've been working with someone or trying to help someone or trying to fix, quote unquote, fix someone, that was my MO for a lot of my life. And then they come back and someone else has said exactly, almost verbatim, the same words, and they got it. I planted some seeds and then they got watered by someone else or fertilized by someone else until we're ready to hear it. I don't know about you, but I've had even the same experience where I recognize I finally get something and I know I heard it from someone else first. Today I make sure to acknowledge that. But I realize also that that person planted the seeds and it got watered along the way until it was ready to open and bloom for me to hear it. We all do it. So we've been planting seeds for people, and I may plant a seed and it's not till later on that they come back and say, hey, you said this thing to me and I remembered it, and then going forward it started to take root. I only planted it, right? I only planted an idea or a new way, and someone else, or they just remembered it when the situation occurred. Oh yeah, she said this thing. Oh yeah. And now it takes root and it starts to bloom. It happens all the time when we pay attention. It happens all the time whether we pay attention or not, but when we really pay attention and we're seeking out better cultivation, better, more effective cultivation. Better is relative, like it places a judgment there. So a more effective way of being. We begin to nurture and fertilize our own environment that we live in. And we start with ourselves. It must start with ourselves. If we do not change our thoughts and our beliefs about ourselves and who we are and how we are in the world, first of all, there's nowhere to go. And we live in this quite toxic, unhealthy soil environment. I'm entertaining the gardening. I love gardening, so it's easy. I hope you understand that. Have you noticed even now, if you're in California or anywhere actually, where we've got so much rain and there's lots of different things popping up, right? The right conditions for these flowers that we haven't seen possibly in a long time, or the bugs that we haven't seen in a long time. We're seeing all these different things because the right conditions with all of this rain has cultivated an environment for those particular things to show up in. Look, seek out the evidence that you're looking for. If you don't like what's happening in your world, look for something else. If all we can see is the problem, someone I speak with often and her world, and she was taught, you look for the problem and you look for all the things that could go wrong, and that's what you talk about. So you can circumvent and figure out the solution. That's just really heavy and bleh, yucky. I don't even like listening to it. It's just really heavy and it doesn't make me feel good. So what if I just looked at the solution and where I want to go rather than looking at all the things that might get in my way? What if we just did that? What if we just focus on the things that we want to cultivate rather than the things that we think might stop us or might get in our way? Money. Money is a hot topic for many people, scarcity thinking, poverty thinking. If I'm only focusing on, I need to make more money, I'm still in lack. I'm still telling the universe I don't have enough. What if I just focused on how can I generate? Feel the difference? I need to make more money. I don't have enough money. How can I generate? How can I manifest? How can I facilitate a different environment to bring in or to make or to create more financial prosperity? Eliminate the word more, because that still means I don't have enough. How can I generate? How can I cultivate an environment to make money? Totally different. The universe is like, okay, let me conspire with you. And then you begin looking for those ways. And that's all you look for. You look for the ways to do that rather than the fact that you don't have enough and you need more, right? It's very different energy that we put out into the universe, and it cultivates a very different environment. I've watched it change in my own world in the last year, where I stopped looking at, I don't have enough, I need more, I got to pay my bills, to how can I begin to generate? How can I get out and network with more people? How can I bring more of me? Right? If I don't have enough money, then I don't have enough of me. It's equal. Money is, if you look at your relationship to money and whether you have enough, my relationship to money used to be what I had in the bank account equaled my self-esteem. And when I didn't have very much money in the bank, I didn't have very much self-esteem. And when I had clients that were canceling, because I was self-employed, so if they were canceling, then I'm not worth it or I'm not worthy. Well, life happens, right? Today, when someone moves their appointment or reschedules their appointment, I just look at it and go, oh, okay, well, now what can I do? What can I put into that space? What can I create in the space here now that I have an hour opened up, or 2 hours, or whatever it is? What else can I do? Whether it be to generate money or to simply be working and productive. Can you see the difference in that place of, oh, they canceled it, oh, there's something wrong with me, versus, oh, phew, I got some time here. What can I do with my time that I have now? Knowing that I have enough, I am enough, I'm worthy of it, and now it's opened up a space for maybe some other appointment to come in. Maybe somebody else needed that massage or coaching more than the person that was there already at that moment. Just different. If you just simply feel how it feels when you're speaking, when you're thinking, when you're listening, criticizing, judging, those are really heavy, heavy emotions. And they're simple shifts. And you may take one thing and you focus on that one thing and you build the energy on that one thing that's lighter, brighter, happier. And you keep building it. And the more you build it, the better your environment becomes. The happier, the lighter, the more open, the more things can come into you, meaning into your space. One, just pick one. That you, especially when we get caught up. You may be familiar with the law of attraction, Abraham Hicks, Esther and Jerry Hicks, Abraham. It only takes 8 seconds to change your energy. So you could do anything for 8 seconds. Pick one thought. Pick one success. Build that thought. 8 seconds. Oh, okay, I can do another 8 seconds. Oh, I can do another 8 seconds. And then suddenly you're at 5 or 10 minutes and your whole energy shifted and you're bringing in what you actually wanted in the first place, which was to be happier and lighter and brighter and maybe freer. from the constructs of our own mind. It doesn't take a lot. It doesn't take a long time. It takes our commitment and our awareness and our willingness to actually take the action, right? We can think it all day long, but it's taking the action consistently. And it's in small, it can be small steps that lead to monumental big changes. I tell people over and over, pick one thing that you would like to be different. Focus on that one thing. Build the energy around that one thing that you were successful at for 8 seconds, and then another 8 seconds, and then another 8 seconds. And then it changes. You create a new neural pathway in your head, in your brain. And then you keep doing that. Find the next thought. Build that for 8 seconds, and another 8 seconds, and another 8 seconds. You can do anything for 8 seconds, and then 8 more seconds. And you just keep building that until it shifts. That's what I have today. I covered a lot in a short little time there. So make it great. Remember, if you need more than your own mind, if it's not enough, or you simply don't know what to do, sometimes you need help, or you need help to handle the bigger things that are happening in your world, or you simply just want some guidance, reach out to me. You can reach out on my website, on Facebook, email, phone. My number's everywhere. And we can have a casual conversation about what's next for you. Would it be hiring a mentor coach to help you move in your life and to play bigger? And probably July, August, I'll be offering my next 7-week course, which is a group mentor coaching 7-week session, an hour a week. You get a workbook and a group of people that are heading in the same direction as you. So look for that. There is information on the website of what that's all about. The dates are probably the one I just did. So anyway, make it great, and we'll talk next week.